Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? This is Desiree, founder of HomWork, as well as an empowered woman. And so, HomWork, for those of you who are new about hearing about HomWork, is where we are acquiring luxury properties for women in business and converting the bedrooms into live-work suites for professional women to be and to live in full-time, part-time, and as a drop-in. So it's basically live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. And today I have the pleasure of meeting with Monique Home. And she's an author, she's a speaker, she's a real estate investor, and she's a dynamite empowered woman. And we're going to talk about why women should invest in real estate, because like she did only a couple of years ago, correct?
Well, I started 12 years ago.
Okay.
And
But you start, okay.
And then I've been really going full into it for the past 2 years, where I'm full-time real estate investor.
Fantastic. So you dibbled and dabbled for years, and then you just actually jumped all in. Mm-hmm. Okay. So our conversation today, Monique, is that why more women don't invest in real estate. So what are your thoughts? You have a women's goddess group where you speak with a lot of women investors. So tell us what your observation has been.
So my group, Real Estate Investor Goddesses, is a group that I started to help women create passive income streams through real estate investing, so they could create the lifestyle they desire and then become more abundant. And I think women who are abundant and have time give back. So basically the point is to help women be able to make the massive difference they came to make on the planet. And real estate investing is so helpful for women in particular because you can get a lot of passive income streams. So while you're sleeping or on vacation, your tenants are paying you rent. And it's very flexible and it's great if you have a family. So there are all these wonderful benefits to it, for anybody, even especially for women. So it was surprising to me why so many more women weren't involved. And I think there are basically three major reasons. One is that a lot of women, and this was something that personally was true for me, they just don't know about it as a possibility for them. I grew up, with the message that, to be financially successful and happy, you go to college and then you go to grad school and you become a doctor, a lawyer, a professor, or engineer, right? So it's any one of those four things. And then you do that. And then that's it. And you work and you put some money in a 401k and you buy your home and and then you retire and you die, basically. And so I went to law school. I was a very good student. I went to law school and I was, I followed that model and I was miserable, but I didn't know about real estate investing. It just wasn't something that was in my head. So I think a lot of people don't do it because they don't realize that it's a possibility for them, or that that's something that you would do, until you understand about the beauties of passive income. And then the next thing is for people who do understand or who do know about it, a lot don't invest because they know that it's a possibility. They just don't know how. And they need to get that education, and they'd like to do it. I talked to tons of women that want to. They're like, I'd love to invest. I just don't know what to do. So that's the other thing. And then the third is they know it exists. They know what they should be doing, but they're afraid. There's a lot of fear. They're afraid that they're going to lose money, that it's not going to work out. They're going to be cheated. And I think that those are the three reasons why more women aren't investing.
I agree with you 100%. I know that when I started investing, which was years ago, like I got in 1989, that's when I got my license. I as a realtor, just like to be more familiar with the types of properties to invest in and to learn about it, and then also be able to just have my hands in the market. And I've always had a lot of male investors, but I was trying to get women investors, and that's how even Empowered Woman was formed. I mean, having luncheons to share with them about real estate, but there were so many other obstacles, like you mentioned, not knowing how, not feeling that they can, not feeling empowered enough, that we never got to that point. So I'm glad that now, years later, 12 years later, we're able to educate them. And also, I think too, is that like you said, if they know about it and they know how, they feel it's a lot of money that's involved. They don't know the other options as far as becoming part of a syndication like you offer, where they can come in with X amount of dollars in, or part of even HomWork, what we offer, where they can come in with a small amount in and be able to ease their way into the market. A lot of people go in and they buy this first home and try it, and if it doesn't work out, it's a nightmare. They're doing all the management and the maintenance themselves, and then they get discouraged and dislike it, and they move on. Whereas if they could just say, start with investing with professionals first, get that return, learn more, participate in more, and then you'll be able to become more educated you are, the more empowered you'll be to be able to invest in real estate, because it does have a lot of rewards. And that's why I wanted it for when I was divorced, mom raising 2 kids. I wanted the flexibility, and I wanted to be able to travel and still have income working for me in time. So, just for people to see what's possible. I think also, too, a lot of people think it's like to make millions of dollars or to, but it's like years and years and years. Just briefly, because we have a few minutes left, tell us about what you did 2 years ago and what you've been able to accomplish in those 2 years, so they can just see a real live success story.
Yeah. So I had a duplex before. Almost by accident, I bought a duplex 12 years ago because I was trying to buy a place for myself. It was 2005, Los Angeles, getting towards the top of that other bubble. And I thought that would be a possibility to, a way to get into the market by having somebody else to share the rent, the mortgage. And so I got in that way, but not thinking about it in, a bigger way of investing. And then I loved watching those HGTV shows. So I started, and I wanted to flip like those, those shows. I thought that was fun. And we sold a property. We had some money, so we started flipping. And but it was, you'd flip. You didn't get the passive. It was very much of a job. And then when you were done, you get a little bit of money. You get some money, but then you'd have to start over again. I wanted to buy and hold. And but buying and holding in LA was a challenge. So I ended up meeting somebody who taught me a couple things. That he showed me that you don't have to invest where you live. You can invest in he says, live where you want to live, invest where the numbers make sense. So that was a really big paradigm shift for me that helped me open up the country as opposed to just the expensive market of Los Angeles where I lived. And the other thing was that I could invest by myself using my own capital and credit. My husband and I said, or you bring a group of investors together and then you could buy a property that is, so much bigger instead of the 4. We were looking for 4plex at the time. And for the 4 units, you might be able to get 100 or 200 units by bringing people together. And I just love that idea. I thought you needed Donald Trump's bank account to do that. I didn't realize that regular people could do that. And by investing a little bit of money and a little bit of time, I could get so much more than it, by doing that, by partnering with other people, which I know is something you're doing. You're creating opportunities for people to do that. And so I started, it's called syndication. I started syndicating, and in a little over a year, instead of that 4plex, we're able to get over 1,000 units in properties all over the country. Several apartment buildings, a mobile home park, now an RV park, and that was all through being able to partner with others, syndicate, and learning how to be more resourceful. Because I think there's never any lack of resources. It's just a lack of resourcefulness. So how can you be more resourceful to find the time, the money, opportunities that exist? And so that was how I've done it. So it's been even less than 2 years, and we have over 1,200 units that we are owners of.
And it's through syndication. So for someone that I'm thinking about how I could start even in a syndication, I know there are some that starts as little as 5,000, 10,000, and then the top is endless. Have you found that to be correct? Is there a minimum amount to have syndication? You can do is whatever is agreed upon, correct?
Different syndications have different minimums, and
right.
So you can it might be 25,000, it might be less, it might be upwards of 100,000. it depends on the type of deal.
Depends on the project, yes.
Opportunity. And, you know, there are so many different ways of being involved in real estate. That's one of them. And I love to say that, you know, real estate investing is not a one size fits all thing. And it's really important to figure out, you know, what are your desires? What's your lifestyle desires? What are your financial desires? And what are your resources? And being able to take the resources you have, figure out how to be more resourceful to create your goals and have the lifestyle you want. And one of the nice things about being able to passively invest in syndication is that you don't have to deal with the toilets, you know, broken toilets or anybody. And it calls. It's very passive type of way investing. If you're an active syndicator, then there's a lot more work to it, but then you're able to leverage other people's money and take some of the percentage of the deal for.
I think what it does too, it helps people get started and it minimizes or mitigates the risk. You know, again, so they have such a minimal risk, especially being able to put in something as low as $5,000 or $10,000. Start with something, and then we get the return. That's how I did it. I started with a small amount. When I got that money, I promised myself when I spend it, I would reinvest it. And so I was able to reinvest something like $500,000. So I kept rolling it over. During that process, I learned more. So I was a more educated investor, as well as I had more contacts, more resources, and more options open to me. So there are definitely ways of being able to do it. And I'm going to give everybody a way to contact you and contact me to be able to find out some options that we have available. Because right now, you have the mentoring program, as well as you have a free ebook that you can share with ladies that will give them some information. And as you mentioned, there's an endless amount of information available. And then I'll share with them as far as homework. So share with them what you have for them, for those who desire.
Have I think that to be like with anything, if you can be successful, you have the right blueprint and you have the right plan. So I have an ebook that it's a 7-step success blueprint for the ladies, so that you know what are the 7 things you need to do and what are the steps you have to take in order to be successful real estate investor. So that's a free offering that I've created for you guys, and I think the link is below.
And the link is below, and the link is in the post, and the link is everywhere.
So you'll be able to sign up for that. And then I also have a mentoring program that is available. So if you want some guidance and hands-on from somebody who's doing it, who's a coach, who's connected to just help hold your hand while you're going through this process, so you can collapse timeframes, you can avoid some costly mistakes, and just get where you want to go faster and with more ease and pleasure. So that is something that I offer at Real Estate Investor Goddesses, and I invite you to explore that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing what you're doing and how you're doing it. And there's so much more. I mean, the millions of dollars that we're raising in this short period of time and all the ways it's doing. I know we want to know more. So this is just an introduction to you. And hopefully you'll be on again and we'll go through some details. I want to thank everyone who watches today. This is, again, with HomWork. Live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. Feel free to go to our website, which is HomWork.com. That's HomWork, HomWork.com. And until we meet again, stay empowered.
Bye.